We'll call it a major upset, and you won't be wrong, as the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, today upturned the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which the Independent National Electoral Commission relied upon in excluding the All Progressives Congress from fielding candidates in the general elections in Zamfara State. A three-man panel of the Appellate Court, led by Justice Abdul Aboki, held that the trial court lacked the jurisdiction to have entertained the suit and that it is an abusive court process. He stressed that the suit at the Federal High Court was filed out of time. Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu of the Federal High Court, Abuja, had in a judgment delivered on the 25th of January 2019, held that INEC was right to have the listed names of candidates of APC presented for the election, stating that the APC failed to conduct a valid primary within the period scheduled by the electoral body. The Federal High Court was filed out of time. Well, if you are age 18 and above and you intend voting on Saturday, then be sure you have your PVC, because according to the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, you would not be allowed to vote without it. Before the appeal court judgment, the INEC noted that Zamfara APC candidates will not take part in Saturday's election. He then told Nigerians, as it stands today, total registered voters is 84,004,084. PVC collected stands at 77,775,502, and that's about 86.63% of total PVCs produced. Well, our correspondent Terry Kumi has more.
The Commission has operated on the policy that no citizen can vote without the PVC issued by the Commission and read by the smart card reader.
It's day 4 of the Independent National Electoral Commission's daily news conference.
My name is LM Chukwemeka.
At this briefing, the Commission makes available the number of permanent voter cards collected.
The total number of PVCs collected stands at 72,775,585, which represents 86.3% of the total PVCs produced. A total of 11,228,582 PVCs, representing 13.7%, are uncollected. All the uncollected cards have been deposited with the various branches of the Central Bank of Nigeria across the states of the Federation.
A breakdown of PVCs collected across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory shows that the highest number of PVC holders are in Lagos, with 5,531,389, followed by Kano State, with 4,696,747. The state with the least number of PVCs collected is Ekiti, with 666,591, just below Bayelsa, with 769,509.
2 immigration officers have been assigned.
Professor Mahmood Yakubu announces visa extension and consideration for foreign election observers who may be affected by the shift in election dates.
The Immigration Service is also granting re-entry visa to all observers who may wish to travel out of the country and return for the second part of the general election. A special desk to handle those who wish to extend their stay, as well as those traveling and coming back to Nigeria before March 9th, 2019, has been set up at the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission.
On the Commission's position regarding the All Progressives Congress in Zamfara and Rivers State, the INEC chairman had this to say.
The position of the Commission remains the position we announced before now, that the parties in question, by court order and by our understanding and interpretation of the judgments of 2 courts of coordinate jurisdiction delivered same day in the case of Zamfara, cannot field candidates in the 2019 general elections for the National Assembly, governorship, and state assembly elections.
According to INEC, the military will not be at the polling units, and every polling unit will have the names and contacts of the security agents deployed there for accountability purposes. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
Well, one of the things that the INEC chairman also promised is that materials for Saturday's election will arrive 774 local government areas of the country in good time. As it stands now, Taraba, Ekiti, Bauchi, Plateau, Anambra, among others, have their materials deployed.
Few hours to the rescheduled elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission commences the distribution of sensitive materials to local governments across the states. When Channels Television News visited the headquarters of INEC in Taraba State in the north, vehicles assigned to local government areas with difficult terrains, which include Kurmi, Sadona, Gashaka and Bali, are loaded first for onward distribution. Also in the north, at about 11 a.m. Thursday morning, the Independent National Electoral Commission begins the deployment of sensitive materials to 20 local government areas of Bauchi State. Journalists are denied access into the building of the Central Bank of Nigeria, housing the voting materials. There is a mix-up of result sheets in Jos Plateau State. Also in the north, political party representatives expressed disappointment over the mix-up. Vehicles loaded with the mix-up of voting materials already on transit are recalled for proper sorting.
And these are things that we spent days and nights in this particular location to organize neatly. But we came back this morning and found that everything has been mixed up. Well, sometimes you cannot rule out sabotage. You cannot rule out sabotage.
So far, so good. We have been able to cross over about 5 local governments for now.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, however, rules out any form of sabotage, but attributes the mix-up to the large numbers of materials, as over 73 political parties will be contesting in the state.
In fact, you would look like the quantity of papers that we are having in Plateau. If you get to the central bank, you've been there, you think it's the materials for the whole election that will cover the whole country. But that is what we have found ourselves. So it's just those materials that would have probably cost a lot of distance. But you saw the number of vehicles that we had to. There are some vehicles that can't take those materials to those local government areas. So we needed to pick bigger vehicles that can ferry those materials to the local government. So saboteurs, I can't speak on that. I am not too sure. I'm not aware of it.
The sorting and distribution of materials to various local government areas have indicated that all is now set for the presidential and National Assembly elections in the state. In the southeast and in Anambra State, the electoral umpire begins the movement of voting materials, but not without the initial checks by party agents. The Anambra State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Nkwachuku Oji, says all distributed materials are presently at the local government offices where sorting, cross-checking and batching are going on.
All put together, I'm confident that on Saturday it will be a smooth run for us.
In the southwest, INEC officials in Ekiti State moved sensitive materials to various local government offices also. This time, the electoral body is moving into action much more earlier.
Well, it's the last lap of campaigns for political parties, and the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Muhammadu Buhari has the backing of 12 presidential candidates who say they are dropping their ambition and would instead support him on Saturday. In another breath, 1 million march was organized in Niger State today in support of President Buhari's re-election. The group says the president deserves to be re-elected because he has done so much in the area of infrastructure development, security, and in the fight against corruption.
Broom waving, trumpet blowing, drum beating, motorbike riding supporters of the All Progressives Congress APC take over the streets in Niger State. They're expressing their support for the candidate in the presidential election, Muhammadu Buhari. The target for this march is 1 million, and from the turnout, there should be some satisfaction. The party members end up at the office of the support group organization, where its Director General speaks on the achievements of President Buhari.
Our security is number one, because without security, there is no way we can be productive. Number two, fighting corruption, because if we do not kill corruption in Nigeria, corruption will kill us. Number three, how do we improve on our economy? And on all this, we have seen that he has done the best for this country more than any other person that led this country before.
The APC campaign also received a bolster as 12 presidential candidates of other parties endorsed President Buhari. Numbers are what politics is all about, and from this, the All Progressives Congress will be filled with encouragement just days to the elections. Oraolu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
In what appears to be a wrap of his campaign trail, the presidential candidate of the main opposition, the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has asked Nigerians to again vote out the incumbent president like they did in 2015. In a new social media video released today, the PDP flag bearer asked Nigerians to repeat history during the presidential election rescheduled for February the 23rd.
As citizens of Nigeria, as you know, this Saturday we have our presidential and National Assembly elections. The reason we have elections is to allow us to have our voices heard on how we have been governed for the last 4 years and who will govern us for the next 4 years. On March 28, 2015, we, the people of Nigeria, went to our polling units armed only with our PVCs, and yet we were able to remove an incumbent president from office. That made me very proud to be a Nigerian and very proud to be a Democrat. This Saturday, we will have the opportunity to do so again. My message to you is simple. Please come out and vote, as this election is about your future and the future of our great nation. On election day, we are all equal, as no single vote is more important than any other. But if you do not vote, you will be accepting that the next 4 years will be like the last. The power to get Nigeria working again is in your permanent voters card. I will be voting with mine on Saturday, and I call on you to please join me, irrespective of who you wish to vote for. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.